I have two moms.
I have no idea what her name is. Just playing with you.
I love you to the bone marrow.
I have three mothers.
What can we do about this? My mother's name is Loretta Uwem Kingmao.
I have two moms. My first mother is Ifoma Esther Ogwejiofo. My second mother is Vera Okosha.
My mom's name is Olushola Oluwatoye.
My mom's name is Lucky Uwem Umoh.
Margaret Vo. Her English name is Margaret. Her tribal name is Vo. And it sounds just odd coming out of my mouth. But her name is Mommy.
I have three mothers. So the oldest one was called Jari Seriki. Number two was called Amudalat Oloko. Number three is Risikat Oshilaja, and she's the one that's still alive.
My mother's name was Emilia Ejoma Ndubusi. That was my mother's name.
Never in this African culture, yes, I'm old school, they no born you well.
Well, of course not. Why would I want to do that?
No, I call her mom or mama, depending on the situation.
No, I call her mommy.
No, I call her mommy. My other mom, I call her mommy dearest.
No, I don't. I call her baby and sometimes Mama Alfretta.
African moms, you regret your life. I won't even try that.
She's my mother. They're my mothers. And I call them all mothers. Even though incidentally, they're all Elijahs.
My native name is Chikanma, so my mom used to call me Chi. So if I were to call her now, she picks the call. First thing she would say is Chi.
Hey, love. That's what she would say first.
Hello. You know, like every other phone conversation. But of course, it always starts with greetings, salutations. How are you? How's the family? Hope you're doing well before we get into any conversation.
Oga, this one that you're calling me today, what happened? Because she knows I barely call anyway. It's not like I don't, but I'm just not really the type that calls. So she will just give me this element of surprise. She'll be happy. And then she'll just be like, what happened?
Hello, Ada. That's my first mom. My other mom would say, dearest daughter.
Hey, baby.
Ireti Bakare-Yusuf. My first mom would say, build yourself. My second mom would say, trust God.
Be the girl you want your daughter to be. And that's stuck forever. The theme of every advice she's actually ever given me would be, take it to God.
I'd like to go to my eldest mother, Elijah Jatari Seriki, who would always say to us, she'd always tell us, close your eyes. And she did this, it was like a ritual, you know, like kids, we know what's coming next. She'd say to us, close your eyes. And we would, of course, obey. And she would be like, what do you say? We would say, nobody. And then she would say, that's life. Go ahead and do what you want to do. Achieve. That was literally something that stuck with me, and it still sticks with me today, because it literally was translating to, don't let anybody in life dictate to you what you can do or what you can't do. You own your life. You can literally drive your own future. And that's what we did.
I can remember while growing up, there was a time I used to have, difficult times with my mom, all these growing up things for a guy now. And I just used to feel my mom was always, putting her nose into my business, all the time. And then she just sat me down one day and then told me something. She said, a mother's intuition is her superpower. So a mother's instinct is like a superpower, And then as I grew older, I came to understand or yeah, what that actually meant, because there were actually situations I found myself in, and then I always go back to that word, and I'm like, man, mothers are actually superhumans, most especially my mom. She always calls at the right time, and that's just it. So
In any relationship, generally, for there to be peace, you have to have one person who plays the fool and who's more understanding than the other person. So I'd say that's the best advice, because that has influenced the kind of person I've grown up to be understanding with my family members, my siblings, and also I try to be understanding in my relationships with people.
Wow. I don't think I've ever thought about that before. Like one particular word she always says. Honestly, I think it would be love. Because she would say, hey, love, she would say, I love you, God loves you. So I think it would be love.
Pata pata. She used to say pata pata when you do something wrong and she's correcting you. She say pata pata 5 years, pata pata 2 years. She says pata pata a lot. Or if it's not pata pata, she would say, oh, chim, like chim. Yeah. So.
Hey, Yosa!
Mommy, I love you. I love you to the bone marrow. And she'll be like, eh? You love me? I say, yes, I love you. Just tell her that I love her. She's the best. She's a strong woman. She's a superwoman. She's my everything. That's what I'll tell her.
I would tell her how much I love her. I would tell her how much I miss her. I would tell her to make sure that she's getting enough rest, to sleep more, and do things that make her happy. Mama Alfretta, you're the strongest person I know. You're resilient. And thank you for teaching me strength. Thank you for teaching me how to be happy even in hard times. I love you.
Mommy, Ekasoma, but thank God you'll be a voice because she never lets you speak. But literally, my mother calls, I say, hello, mommy, Ekasoma. And she's, I just say, yes, ma'am. And she's gone. She doesn't even say goodbye. I don't know whether it's a Yoruba mother's thing or a Nigerian mother's thing, but they don't seem to know how to say goodbye.
To my mothers, I would say, I love you, mommies. Thank you so much for praying for me, for looking out for me, for taking care of me. Especially my birth mom, Esther Ifoma Ogwejiofor.
I miss you so much. Sometimes it hurts physically. And I hope that I was able to show you that I loved you enough for you to know that I loved you.
My mom is going to be 70 in a couple of months. So it's nothing but love. You actually realize that you have limited time with your parents at this age. So if I was to send a voice note to her, is to always show her appreciation and remind her how much I love her, and her other kids love her as well.
So my mom is a very solid alto singer, and I remember that we used to compose songs together. I used to back up for her sometimes when she has a menstruation, or we sing together, and that's where singing outfit came from. It's a music thing, so I can't forget that.
Ooh, my favorite memory of my birth mom would be when she came visiting one time. Oof, she looked so beautiful, so regal. She knew how to dress. She still knows how to dress up. And so I saw her, tall, dark-skinned, beautiful. I mean, I was little at the time, so my mom obviously was tall to me. Tall, dark-skinned, gorgeous. She had on these lovely sling-back heels that are now in vogue, that are now back in fashion. And she was like, hello, Yvonne. How are you? And I went, mommy. And guess what? All my friends were like, oh, is that your mom? She's so beautiful. And there I was, the proud daughter. That's my mom.
Favorite memory of my mom? Okay, I have a lot, but I think the one that stood out was when we went for a wedding ceremony. And during the reception, my mom is a stepper. And this woman was, dancing and stuff. And everybody just stood and they were just watching my mom. all the cameras were on her, and I was like, that's my mama right there, you know. A lion doesn't give birth to a goat. That's why you see me right here. So, you know, everything I am right now and all I've got, I got it from her. So I think it was so memorable because I was so proud.
It would be a more recent memory I would choose for now, even though I have lots of old ones. And it would be on my wedding day. I think that would be the more recent memory I would pick, especially on the child day. I was happy to see her just, you know, happy and laughing and smiling and being around, you know, family and friends. Yeah.
Her glasses, the oldest one, she wore the most extravagant glasses way before it became fashionable in Nigeria, and people wore it so much so she was actually featured decades ago in some magazine in the UK. And also the fact that she was a fearless feminist who didn't have to, you know, she wasn't even lettered, but she knew that as a woman, she held her own powers and she could literally write her own rhythm. And that's what she did. And, you know, that's what she encouraged us to do, and education. So that memory of her, again, shapes me in many ways because I remember this woman. She taught herself how to write her own name. And she would write it. My sister and I could literally, that's why I'm using my left hand. We would copy it if we needed to, because it was so easy to copy if you use your left hand. Yeah, that's it. And she bought the Yoruba alphabet book to teach herself. Yeah, so that memory is actually the one I will share forever. Yeah, Giant Seriki, and a formidable, incredible woman.
When I was in secondary school, so there was something that happened and it was kind of like a scandal. And some people who used to bully me said I made a call that resulted in the scandal. And my dad was quite skeptical, so he was still trying to figure out, like, is it true? Did I do it? And then my mom, she sat down in the principal's office even before they called me in, and she said that it's not possible that it was me. And the principal said, why would she be so confident? She said, because she knows that I don't call people. And she was right. I'm not the kind of person who would make a call. That's one. I also do not talk so much unless I really, really like you. So,
but there's so many memories. I would have said there's some good, bad, but at this stage, I don't think there's any bad memory per se. I appreciate my mom when she traveled to come when my daughter was born. I also appreciate her being there for my kids and my wife. There's just so many moments, and if I was to pick one, I think I wouldn't be doing justice to the other great moments.
I remember I used to see a scar on her thigh, and I did not know what it was until one day I asked her what had happened to her and why she had that scar on her thigh. She told me that when I was around 3 or 4 years old, she was preparing my bath water, you know, and so she had boiled some water and was taking it to the bathroom when I ran into her. And the impact of that caused water to spill. And now, that water could have spilled on me, but instead she used her leg to, you know, sort of cushion the splash, and so it splashed on her instead of on me. I would have been disfigured. Perhaps I'd have had a black eye patch.
Love. I think love and inspiration, all my 3 mothers have that. They have love and inspiration, even though they all have perhaps differing ideologies as I have to be a woman. But when it comes to love, when it comes to being mothers, they both loved deeply and inspired deeply. I would say mommy, the one that's still alive now, Riskat, she's the most strict out of all of them. She thought we were spoiled by the oldest mother.
one trait I feel every mother has is unconditional love. Every person that you meet that says they love you in life, they probably would love you. but your mom is that one person that you would do something to that's really broken her heart. I don't know how they have the ability to erase that from their memory and still love you like you have never offended them.
Every mother has the trait of nurturer.
Instinct, actually.
Alfretta, I don't like that friend.
I don't like that your friend at all, but disclaimer, that's not how my mom thought, but instinct actually. And they're always right. Their protectiveness of their children. My mom is very protective of us, whether it has to do with something we are feeling inside that she wishes she could protect you from, like if you're feeling sad or upset about something, and she will pray for you and try to advise you as best as she can. Or if it's something external whereby there's somebody somewhere that is disturbing you and she's like, okay, what can we do about this? So yeah, I think it would be protectiveness.
Number one is unconditional love. I mean, mothers are this kind of people that no matter what you do to them, they always draw you close. I mean, they always have this forgiving spirit. I don't know how they do it. Something I can't do, but they will always draw you close. And then instincts. They have this intuition that they always know when to call you at the right time. They always know when something is wrong. They know when you're going through stuff, and then they just put a call through and then they sit you down. From your countenance, they can tell that, they just have this, what I call it, like a spiritual kind of connection. And I feel it's a gift. It's only special to them.
Gosh, it has to be nurturing. The instinct to nurture. All mothers have that.
I'll first of all start off by telling other mothers thank you.
Elijah always said to us, that's the eldest one. Elijah never sat us down to talk to us, unlike all the women, other girls our age. She never sat us down to talk to us about who do you want to marry, when are you getting married. What she always spoke about was what do you want to be, and if we changed our mind. So for instance, I used to love to do hair, so she would buy us a doll. My sister Bibi loved to read. She would buy her books. My sister Lola wanted to be a fashion designer. She had a sewing machine from the age of 12. Whatever you wanted to be was what she encouraged you. And if you changed your mind, it didn't matter. She would buy you something else to help you encourage you that. So that's the one thing I would say to mothers, is actually to support and encourage your children to be what they desire to be. Not for you to kind of, realize or achieve your ambition vicariously through them.
It's great that you have kids, and if you're married, that's awesome as well, but you have to also prioritize yourself.
Every single mom out there, because it's not easy to be a single mother. So first of all, I celebrate you. You guys are amazing. It's not easy to be a one-man army. You guys are as strong as men. So no matter what you're going through, just know that God got your back, and just keep doing it, and you will definitely eat the fruit of your labor.
So my message for mothers would be, even if it's 1 hour every day, take a moment to live for yourself, not just to be this person's wife or this person's mother, but to be you, a human being in your own right. Dear mothers, you are the table. If you've ever seen a woman give birth, whether through CS or vaginal birth, it's a lot. So you are the table. We see you, we love you.
Your first instinct is to give your all, be sacrificial, take care of your kids. And while that is great, you have to pour into yourself as well, so that there is more to give your kids. Because when you pour into yourself enough, there can then be an overflow from which your kids can enjoy.
Thank you for being there. Thank you for being mothers. Thank you for, carrying us. Every single being on the planet came from a woman's womb. And for that, we are eternally grateful. I would just say thank you, mothers. Keep doing what you're doing, and nothing will be in vain. At the end of the day, I hope and pray that you see your rewards in your offspring, in your children, and that you remain blessed. The world is yours. The world would be nothing. The world wouldn't exist without mothers. Oh, one more thing. Shout outs to my wife that I have made a mother as well. Love you so much. And I have daughters. I'm a girl dad. So I expect them to be mothers as well. The cycle continues. Happy Mother's Day. Mother's Day.